It's a Tuesday edition of Rounding the Bases. I'm Jeff Arnold, and today we are joined by Keys relief pitcher Tyler Erwin. You're the first player that we have had on Rounding the Bases. Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I'm happy to be here.
That's Kyle as well. We don't want to leave him out either. But first of all, you've gotten off to a great start in the first month and a half or so of the season. What do you think's made you so successful for this first stretch of the year?
I attribute it back to just throwing strikes, getting ahead, and not trying to do too much. Staying kind of with that little mantra that I've created since last year, and I would attribute that to my success.
I want to ask you about your delivery because it's a little bit more unorthodox than you might see. Because you're not exactly a hard-throwing left-hander, you're more of a crafty guy, but you throw across your body. How did you come up with that sort of delivery to make yourself successful?
Well, I knew, especially in college, that I wasn't going to be a guy who was going to throw 95 miles an hour, so I had to figure out that deception and movement was going to play to my strengths. So I started just tinkering with it, and last year I had coaches move me over with Delmarva, Wasden, and Lord moved me over specifically, and that kind of helped me big time with adding a little more deception to my delivery.
John Wasden, the pitching coordinator for the Orioles minor league system, and then Justin Lord, the pitching coach for the Delmarva Shorebirds. How many hitters have you faced that have come up to you and said, you know, I don't really get a great feel when I'm up there in the batter's box against you because your pitches move around a lot? Right.
Not too many opposing hitters, but having guys stand in when you're throwing bullpens and whatnot is something kind of big. It allows for them to see what makes you tick, and also at the same time to give a little bit of criticism if things are not working or something like that, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Tyler, thank you for joining us on the inaugural player edition of Rounding the Bases, and great job last night. By the way, last night, 6 punch-outs over 3 innings, and he earned his second save. Not a bad outing at all.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I'll close this out actually with one more thing. You're a big hockey guy. Can you give us like a Stanley Cup prediction? Who do you think is going to get there in the last round?
I definitely think Vegas is going to make it all the way through. I've called that since day one. So they are. I think they're going to win the Stanley Cup. So that's my pick.
Capitals or Lightning? What do you think?
There's a lot of Lightning fans in the clubhouse. There are also a lot of Capitals fans. So I think, considering on the region, I'm going to go Capitals. I know it's a big fan favorite out here. Yeah. So I'm going to go Caps in Vegas. That's my pick.
Tyler, thanks for the time.
Thank you, guys.
That was Tyler Erwin, Keys relief pitcher. We'll be back with more on Rounding the Bases on Thursday.